Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope your weekends are going well. It is time for another, albeit short, version of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So let me go ahead and start with the rest of what happened yesterday after I left. So Santiago stayed, that's our upholstery guy, our upholstery magician as I like to call him, stayed and worked kind of late even after I left on the 66 bus headliner. And I think what I showed you yesterday was that he had the sides all in around the windows and front and stuff here. So he started putting in the top of the headliner, and yeah, this is what they look like when they're going in. So he's got the bows in, which kind of support it, but it's nowhere near installed at this point. It's just kind of like hanging there. So you guys who know our work know that this headliner will be unbelievably as tight, maybe tighter than the average drum by the time it's in. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to go ahead and show you guys like an intermediate step here where it just doesn't really look that great. But again, it's just a step in the process before he starts tugging on this thing and pulling it, and again making it super tight like we like our headliners. But anyway, so yeah, he worked on that last night and at least got that kind of up there. And so needless to say, a decent amount of more work to get it in the rest of the way. But let's go ahead and open this here. For now, that's kind of where we are with it. So there you can see one of the bows. It's like a wire essentially that kind of supports it up over the arch of the roof there. So yeah, lots more work to go, but again, just thought I'd go ahead and show you guys kind of an intermediate step. So here's kind of a close-up of what the area around the window looks like. So super beautiful work there. And yeah, so the whole thing will look that good when it's done. So anyway, yeah, thanks to Santiago for staying a bit late last night and continuing to work on this one. I don't think I mentioned yesterday, kind of cool little detail is he actually has a rear safari window on here, which is kind of cool. I don't know off the top of my head who makes those. It may be Wolfgang International. I don't know. Those guys make really nice reproduction front pop outs. Not sure if they make this or not. Nonetheless, pretty cool. No pun intended. So that is what happened yesterday after I left. You know what? Why don't we go ahead and wander over and take a look at the 67 Beetle? I haven't given you an update on that in a while. Okay, here we are. Update on the 67 Beetle. So lots of progress on this one so far. This car was not nearly as bad as the green Karmann Ghia as far as the amount and extent of rust. However, this car it had some serious issues, and one of which was actually this door. Well, not this door, but let me just say the passenger door. I think I mentioned before, this door looked like somebody had just like kicked it in, and the whole center of it was kind of caved in, and it had been filled in with Bondo, which I think I mentioned was maybe like half an inch thick or something. So somebody just kind of recreated the contour with Bondo. Once a door is like that, you can, but the door had other issues as well. And so luckily we had another donor door laying around, which was slightly earlier. It was off I believe 65 or 66. So still obviously a big window door, but not a 67. And so Renee, again, our magician here on paint and body, basically took the sections of the door that are different, so kind of this area right here, and replaced that section on the earlier door with that section off the 67 door. So luckily on the 67 door, this whole area in here was good. It was pretty much the outer skin that was just totally jacked, and some along the bottom and stuff like that. But anyway, Renee basically just like cut out that section, cut it out of the donor 65 or 66 door, and then put it in, and went to work doing his metal and body working magic. And so there, now it's a 67 door. Boom. He went ahead also and filled in all of the holes for the trim, because of course 67 has smaller trim holes like that than earlier doors. So he went ahead and filled those in, And then we'll go ahead and recreate those holes of the right size, of course, and in the right location. And I think the bodywork up on the front, metal and bodywork, is pretty much done, with the glaring exception of that, which is there's pretty much that exact same thing on both sides. The hood, I think the bodywork and metalwork for the most part is done. You see it right there in white primer. The front fenders, I think, they're definitely down. Well, they were down to bare metal, and I think they have a coat of primer on them now. I think Raul went ahead and painted those, or primed those. But they're coming along too, and they were actually, the pair of front fenders that we got are pretty nice. They really didn't need a whole heck of a lot of metal or body work, but of course they need some. And so that is, I guess, the update on this one. Really coming right along. I don't necessarily have a good timetable in mind for this one, when this one is going to be painted, but I'm going to just throw out an estimate and say maybe in about a month. So we shall see, guys. We got to keep things moving here, because we have already in the queue, after this one is a 72 Ghia, and then after that one is a, oh gosh, I don't even remember. No, I'm sorry, guys. After this one is, wait, God, I'm getting my Karmann Ghias confused. No, sorry. After this one is a 72 Ghia. After the 72 Ghia is another 68 Ghia, which, by the way, has its fair share of rust, much like the green 68 did. And then after that, I believe we have a 56 oval window coming, so that'll be cool. Anyway, guys, why don't we go back in and wrap this up? Hold on one second. All right, we're back. So let me talk about what I did today, because I don't think I've even mentioned it yet. I got hung up on all these other cars. So pretty much this one, the 66 Ghia, got its drums back today from the machine shop. So I went and packed the front bearings, installed the front drums, and then adjusted the brakes. And then actually I cleaned all the drums first, because they had machining, oil and stuff on them, and they were still just dirty in general. So cleaned all 4 drums, packed front bearings, installed the front drums, and adjusted the front brakes, and then likewise cleaned the back drums, installed them, torqued down the lug nuts, installed the cotter pins, and adjusted the back brakes. So other than adding brake fluid, this one now is ready to go as far as getting its brakes bled. And then I did, probably I mentioned this, I went ahead and ordered a new steering coupler puck for this one, which should be in Monday via FedEx, our friends at FedEx, who usually deliver around 11 or so for us. So pretty convenient time. And so, yeah, this one, Monday, go ahead and bleed the brakes and put the gas tank in with some new fuel hose, do the same on the, or check or replace fuel hose on the back. And then this one is going to be about done. I may actually, guys, this paint job on here is screaming for Renee's color sanding and buffing magic. So I think this thing would just look insane if we polished it. So I may check with the owner and see what he thinks about having us do that while the car is here before it leaves. And I'm hoping he says yes, because guys, I want to see this thing shine, because this is already a sick little car, and this thing would look bitchin' if it was all shined up. So hoping he says yes, fingers crossed. Anyway, guys, so that is it for this weekend. I still owe you guys a walk around video of the beautiful mouse gray bus that left and made it safely back home to the Seattle area. So I'll try and get that up this weekend, guys. Sorry, it's been a little while forthcoming, but anyway, that is it for this weekend, guys. And other than maybe that walk around video, I will see you guys again Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye.